Afternoon, everyone. Here we are again, Tuesday afternoon. Goodness me, where does the time go? It's like 2 days since we did classes, and that was like 2 minutes ago. But I hope you like the pictures that people have been posting. We had a really good time, and of course, always there to give you a bit of a challenge, and you will rose to it. So absolutely fabulous. But for now, we're going to focus on our tile 337. And of course, make a start. So what have I got today? I've got my pen. I'm using an O2 today, but you can use whatever you like. It's absolutely fine. And I'm hoping to use, if I've got one, I probably haven't, a coloured fine liner. If not a problem. I did have one somewhere. Maybe, let's have a look. I've got a grey here. Maybe I'm going to use a grey. Yeah, I can do that. And then I've got my black pen pencil tortillon, but I've got my black coloured pencil with me as well. So, are we ready? Let's have a look what I've done on the front. I'm using a pale green tile, and I've put a little bit of ink in over using that lovely flourish stencil that I had on the TV last week on Friday. So, it's just nice to have it in that corner just a little bit, and I think it's going to go quite well with what we're going to do today. So, if we're all ready, shall we make a start? Here we go. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. I'm going to focus mostly on this side, so I'm going to leave this a little bit. But if you want to do what I'm doing on the right-hand side, you can do that. It's absolutely fine. And I'm going to come straight in with a pen. So, if we're all ready. Okay, see, you can see most of my tile there. This is where I'm focusing on the most. I'm going to start at the bottom. And here we go. I'm going to come on in. I'm going to create a little line. Now, in terms of this line, you all want to know kind of size. Let's have a look. It's sort of used, I'd get three of them in above each other, so you can sort of gauge the size there. And then I'm just going to come in on the other side. I see I've left a bit of a gap, and along we go. I'm just giving it a little bit of a extra point at the top, so it's quite sort of thin there, but thicker in terms of the pen. Okay, I'm going to finish that one off at the bottom there. All right, so I'm going to come in a little bit more here. Okay, and sort of from here, I'm going to create a little bit of a curve, and I'm going to come around and in. Okay. And same this way, along and sort of around. So it's given me quite a curve. And again, let's just thicken that up a little bit there as well. Okay, lovely. So there we go. Oh, Janet, there's no internet, no tile. Okay, see, I've gone that way. This time I'm going to go this way. So I'm imagining it's sort of underneath. Let's bring this one out this way. Again, a little bit thicker there.
Feels like selling a bag.
Yeah. Small things, Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been waiting for a delivery of some bags so he can get stencils ready and packed. There we go. See, I'm going to go a little bit thicker there as well. It's thin. Quite pointy but thicker with the pen. Okay. Another one in here. Let's sort of come this way. Really okay with this so far. It's very similar. Just taking that point a bit more. And then again, imagine it's underneath. So it's going to come from sort of here and around and back up. And the same this way, around and back up. Let's just extend that to its point. Okay. Alright, you see where we're going with that? So I've got these extra points on the end. Same sort of thing there, so it's sort of copying itself. And then another one, I'm going to come up here. So you're going one way, then the next. There you are. And then let's bring it round up and around and up. There you go. We've got a nice little sort of gathering of these little leaf shapes. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in and have a look at the bottom of this, and then we can work our way up and around. So I'm going to start here. See, we've got this little gap here, so I'm going to come up from the bottom there, create like a bubble, almost going around and touching, like it's a big smile on it. And then let's bring it back down. So I'm not going to come from the point there, I'm going to come a little bit further down, like create. So it's not gone back to the point either, you see, just sort of different way of doing this. Let's do one on this side as well. So see, it's going to come up and round, almost coming back on itself. And then I'm going to come from here, and I'm not going to go to the point, I'm going to give it a little bit of line there, so we can stop them off as well. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit, let's have a look at this. Oh, if it'll let me, there you go. Put another one in here, so up and around, it's going behind there slightly, and then back down. Create that kind of a shape there. And let's do another one. So I'm following this, follow this curve here. Or do I go that way? Oh, do you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to go that way instead. It feels like I want to go that way, but let's do it this way. You see, same sort of thing. And down. So I'm not going right to a point there. I'm just really gently gathering it so it's almost tapering and going a little bit thinner. And then another one around this way. And then back down. So that's going to come around there. And then this side. So again, it's going to come up and out this way with this one. And then back in, and again I'm not going to a point, but I'm going real close at the bottom there. And then I'm going to do one this side. I like to go a little bit bigger there, it's sort of extended into that shape a little bit. I'll part the tile and then back down. Okay, so let's have another one. Let's do a little one there. Just so it comes in and around that shape. And I'm going to come around and off this curve here. So again, almost going all the way around, but then bringing it back from here and just thinning it out a little bit. And then take that one that way. And again, like it's going to go behind, it's fine. And back down, creating that kind of a shape. It's looking good, isn't it? I like that. So we've got a few of those in. I think I'm going to do, shall we do another one? I'm going to do another one here. So let's have a look. The sort of coming in there, look, around again, and then back and along, and then let's see that, just that, have that one go underneath there, and then back and round. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Let's have a little look at it. You can see it's only using this part of the tile, and where I've got this sort of stencil underneath, it's giving it a little bit of depth there. Looks like there's more leaves than there actually have been drawn. So I want to focus and put something inside these. We do that quite a lot. I see no reason why to sort of stop that. So I'm going to come in with a loop shape, not too small. Loop. You see, that sort of helps and goes in with the background as well, so that's kind of nice. And then I'm going to come from the top up and around. And then again, see, so sometimes we'll come to the bottom and go a little bit sort of take a step lower, but this time we're going to go up at the top there and bring it round. So we've got this little bubble over here, and then of course a little curve on the top, and I'm going to put some little dots in there, and then coming up on the flower shape, see 3 little lines, each one there's got, it is Sue, well spotted. Very Spanish fans, isn't it? We could take it another, so rather than do it all the way, we could actually bring it down here and do another little one. It's quite nice. All right, so let's have a look at the next loop. We're going to do a similar sort of thing. Start with your loop, and then on either side we're going to sort of come up off of the top there, bring it down and round. I do like that Spanish fans, I must admit. I'll bubble it, put some dots, and then my lines, so each one getting smaller. And I'm going to put that one down there as well. Okay. So working my way around, depends how many of these curls you put in to start with. We're going to create more of these buds. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Joe. We were really challenged this weekend, but we did some fantastic pieces. It was just lovely to have a nice mixture of people as well. Some that have been quite a lot, some that have never been before. It's really lovely. We had a great time. But yeah, and we're looking forward to the next one. It's not going to be that long. Okay, little dots. You see, I'm sort of keeping them to one side. I'm not trying to fill the whole shape. 3 little lines. And this one, now here, because it's quite wide, do I want to do a larger one? I can do. You could do a small, but I'm going to sort of keep with what I've got there. And put the same shape in. There you go. It's going to fit in there. It's going to go slightly behind that shape there, but that's okay. Let's have a look. So I've got probably just, there we go, see just one more there, and in and around and along. Put my little curve in the top, some dots, more lines, little bits on the edge there. Okay, so that's our shape so far. Okay, so what I do now, I'm going to come in with grey pen. Now I'd use my own grey pen, but they're upstairs from the weekend, so I've got an alternative here, but that's okay. You can stick with the black if you want to, but it's just nice to have a bit of a difference. I mean, even if I'd got, because I've used a green tile and I've got green in the background, using a green gel, not gel pen, a green fine liner would look really nice on this as well. So here we go. Let's go a bit bigger. You see where we've got these curves? I'm going to start at the top, so where the curve and the line begins, I'm going to put in a row of bubbles, but each one, look, is going to get a little bit smaller as I work my way down. You see those little gaps? Let's just fill them in. And the same on the other side. Over. Each one getting a little bit smaller. And along we go. So I'm gonna repeat that process along all of these shapes that we created. Each one getting a little bit smaller. Even this one on the outside. And working my way down. Okay. Same on this one. Okay. All right. So working my way around and finding these little shapes. I'm gonna put my bubbles in, and on we go. Did you see actually that Dobby arrived back yesterday? He's a little bit shattered. He's been up today. He's had a bit of breakfast. But, he's not getting much done, I must admit. Told him he's got to pick up the pace tomorrow. A lot of things to get on with, so there we are. And same with this one. So bubbles getting smaller as we work our way down. Bubbles are brilliant, aren't they? They fill a lot of gaps in and create straighter lines in a sense than trying to draw one without. Fill those bits there. Okay, let's have a little look at that. There we go. So we've got that kind of thing there. Here you see I've got one missed. Let's put that in. So that's that one done. So let's just check if we've got them all. That's it. You see, because it's a dark grey, excuse me, you've actually got a slightly different sort of feel to it. If it was black, it'd be a little bit stronger. So not to worry. Let's move on to the next little bit then. Okay, so I want to look at these little gaps that we've got here. So filling them in, I'm going to come in with some swirls, and not sort of too wide, just sort of let them run their course and then start another one and then another one, you see. So find any little gaps and come in. And again, if you've got a green, if you're on a green tile for example, or a pink if you're on a pink, I think that always looks really nice. You can coordinate what you've got going on, and of course it's all about having that sort of main piece in the front, and then you've got your texture and your extra flourishes. They're there to enhance the piece, but they don't have to be fighting with the main event, which is really the leaves and flowers, isn't it? Okay. And then along we go, see, with little curls. Again, you could change the colours up. You don't have to stick with the same colour. You could do something a bit different. This would look nice on a larger tile, wouldn't it? Or maybe as a bookmark, you could extend the leaves. Right, maybe do 6 or 7. And that look quite nice. Okay. All right. So I want to bring something out as well. You know, we've got some areas that we can work out. I'm going to go back to one of the most, most traditional pieces or tangles that we've done. Like this, remember that. But what I'd like you to think about before you actually sort of scribble a little bubble in, think about it, and let's create something that's quite round. Okay, so it's not too small there. It's quite round, as round as we can get it. And I don't want to add loads in, but I want them to be a bit bigger. Like that. Oh, hello Tommy, I've not spoken to you in ages. Hope you're well. I do try and speak and answer and get involved in the conversation, but honestly, I'm trying to draw at the same time, so please don't think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. I'm going to put some swirls in there. It is lovely to sort of see you all chatting. So, yeah, chat away. I'll just carry on tangling away as well. There you go. See, that's going to have one there, look. And there's another one in there. Just sort of a little bit of one in there. So if I have more spaces, do I want to put some here or there? Or, let's have a look, let's have them come in this way. Maybe I could have it in both places. And maybe one neck. Round we go. Okay, just another one in here. John, just in time.
You want a drink?
It must be cup of tea time. Leslie always makes me one. Always.
In that case, I'll make you one.
Thank you. Oh. He tried to sneak past me. It didn't work. Is there any husband that can sneak, really? Past you if you want a cup of tea? Probably not. Okay, let's do another one. I don't know. Okay. And here we go. To that one. Like that. So you see now what we've got quite a lot going on up here, and this looks a little bit narrow. I don't want it all to be level. But let's add in a couple extra flourishes. So we know this one. A little bobble. Let's do a little aura around it. And then another. Each one getting a little bit smaller. Into dots. There we go. Oh, really? Yeah. Husbands are not very good at sneaking, are they? They always leave a trail of crumbs or something behind them, so you know where they've been anyway. Yay! Let's put a little bobble in. Does that look? Okay. Let's see what you can't just put two in, can you? You need a couple more. But I don't want to go too sort of wide. So let's bring one in here, because the whole point is if we get wider at the top, it's going to fall over. We don't want. There you go. Let's have one looking like it's going up there. Let's bring one out here. Do you know that green underneath that stencil there? It's just made a difference. Thank you, John. So if you can find somewhere to put it. Yeah. It is good news, everybody. I will have my own office very soon. If you heard the tapping on the wall just a little while ago, that's not somebody in the wall. It's not Dobby. It is actually somebody next door putting carpet in. All right, let's have a little look at that. All right, I'm liking that. See, you can put loads in and you can keep going, but the whole point was to keep it here and have a little bit of sort of a plain kind of thing going on there. Okay. All right. Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it? I mean, once you get going with it, I think it's, you know, it's worked really well. I remember, I think the first one, it took us an hour, and now I think we do our ones sometimes, but I think we tend to be more 40-45 minutes these days, don't we? I don't know, I don't feel like I'm tangling any quicker. You see, I put some pencil just a little bit. Here we go. Along there. Oh, Chris, it does sound good, doesn't it? I won't have to wear a cardie because I'm sitting in a corridor. And then I can have a do not disturb sign up the door. That'd be fun. All right. So here, again, I'm going to add a little bit sort of in that curve there. And then a little bit in that curve as well. Just not as, see, that's quite curved, just a little bit there. So one's a little bit more than the other. Okay. Now sometimes I do sort of use my torch on as I'm going. Sometimes you can put all the pencil in first. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do. I think I'm going to bring a bit of colour in on those flowers. So see this bit here underneath my leaves, and with those swirls I'm going to fill in a little bit of graphite, even on that one, look. So in all of them. Round we go. So same here. Okay. So on these, just a little bit of a highlight. There we see these here as well. I might as well put a little bit on there. So, I suppose I should mention as well, I did speak to HM yesterday, as in our hobby maker, and we are working towards a bit of a surprise if we can get it sorted. For those of you that maybe not in the UK, although that's all I can say. We have to watch this space. All right, got my tortillon. So there we start with a little bit of a smoothing out of those stems there. And then into this one. Working it round. You see, always following the shape of what you've put the pencil, but then you can extend it slightly. Just sort of free up with swirls in those areas. So you're getting those slightly different ways of shading. And we're working a bit more in the middle there. Get along. See, each one. There we go. And you can see how that sort of trails up. We want to just soften it off. Oh, hello Maureen. Hope you're well. It's quite nice. You could have these kind of leaves around your tiger, couldn't you? Looks a little bit jungle-like. Just working it round. There we go. Again, you can shade these leaves any way you like. We've done quite a lot of different shading techniques over the time, but it's entirely up to you. You can shade it how I have, or leave it and do it your way. Just not covering this completely here, I'm just softening off that pencil line, easing it off a bit. And then what else did we do? These little hints along the way, just softening them round. So again, not trying to completely cover up everything. Just giving it a little bit of a breeze around there. You see? There's something that's got a little bit of give in it. I think as well, I might go back in there actually and just put a little bit of pencil on the little stalks here. Sometimes I think we ignore them, don't we? We're not going to shade that or anything. Well, just adding a little bit on those, at the top of those stalks, and then let's add a little bit on those as well. Just one side. Again, it really doesn't matter which side. You see, soften it out. And along we go. Okay. So then, did dig out my black coloured pencil. So what I'd like to do with it is come in. I just want to have a little bit more sort of depth underneath some of these leaves. Let's just pick a bit out. Okay. So I'm not having to particularly blend it because it's already been blended with the pencil underneath, hasn't it? And I'm not going completely round the shape, just in little sections as we go. And then just sort of on one side of that sort of vein in that leaf. Just sort of brings that to life a little bit. Okay, so far so good. So let's look at these pencils then. Now, because I've got a green tile, I could really go with any colour. It's interesting, isn't it? Let's have a look. I think I'm going to go with a, let's have a little bit of, let's have a look. I've got a bit of purple here, my light pinky purple. And I'm going to add just a touch, you know where I put those dots? So I'm not colouring the whole piece, just adding a bit of colour. Just where those dots are. Now I can't blend this out, so you've got to have a little bit less pressure than you would normally have, okay? And if you've got any large bubbles, like this one here, going in, just add a touch of like a little curve on it. See, it's a little, almost like you're putting a highlight in. But don't do it with all of them, just do it with a few that you can see. See, it just brings a little hint of that colour out. So I think I'm going to go with the orange. Look, got my decisions to make now. Light orange or clementine? I think I'm going to go with the clementine. I'm just going to add a little bit, just sort of working its way up. Stems there, see? Not much, doesn't need much. Just bringing that little hint of colour in. Of course, you know, you don't have to blend everything, having a little bit of texture. Oh, Sam, I'd love to sell these colours individually, but sadly, it's not within my budget at the minute, because you can imagine the cost of actually, and then thinking which pencils would go wear down quicker. Certainly like the white, I just couldn't quite stretch to it at the minute. Wish I could, because the white would be one of the things that you do all the time. But of course, if you get one that does sort of go down, certainly like the white, you can bring in one of your other whites. Oh, see, I'm bringing a bit of light orange in at the same time here. And again, I'm not trying to colour the whole thing. Just adding a little bit of in there, see? So if you're not one for colouring, you don't need to. You can sort of stroke a little bit in. Yeah. And then, in that Sam mentioned the white. Let's bring a bit of white in, just sort of on the edges, make sure I haven't got colour on there, just a little bit on those edges. That's just because I've got a different colour tile. If you've got a cream or a white tile anyway, you probably wouldn't need it. You see, it's just sort of brought that out. And while I'm at it, any sort of real bits on my little leaves, I can add a bit of white on as well. So you see, just that little hint of colour does make quite a bit of difference. By all means, go with the traditional and keep it with just the black and the monochrome, but there we go. It's really nice. So all I'm going to do with this one now is my signature, just as we normally do. I'm going to put it here actually. See, not really bubbles that are all around the place you could have had, but I think that's quite nice as it is. So there we go. Another tile, another day. Hope you've enjoyed this one. And of course, all being well, I will see you back here on Thursday this week, because of course I'm back on Hobby Maker on Friday. So if you're around in the afternoon, that would be lovely. I'll see you there. If not, then it'll be next week. So yeah, don't forget Thursday, not Friday, for the next tile. So okay, have a lovely one everybody, and enjoy the rest of the day if it's nice and sunny where you are, and I will see you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.